In a world filled with happiness and success, there stands a man who seeks to spread a little darkness. This man is Alexander Grimm. Come along as he shares his stories of death and despair. Be warned, these stories are not for those with a weak constitution. This is Grimm's Doses of Darkness. Strap in and welcome to the show.
Evergreen Terrace. Instant gratification is one of the best feelings in this life. The ability to see something, want something and have it all in the blink of an eye. Internet businesses and microtransactions thrive in this digital world of instant gratification. So many people are all consumed with this clever marketing gimmick. Those caught in the trap seem unable to break free or think about the future. Like hamsters stuck in the wheel of mega corporations. Before the digital age, instant gratification had a different face, and that came in the form of prostitution, gambling and gunslinging. These times were much simpler yet much more dangerous. Evergreen Terrace, the elite inn of Omaha, was home to some of the area's most beautiful women. Men traveled for hundreds of miles just to have a tall glass of amber ale in the company of one of these women. Shelley was always everyone's favorite girl, and Madame Elaine made wonderful money off of her. This would lead to jealousy between the men, and they never arrived unarmed. Any issues between the girls was usually handled by the mistress of the house. Madame Elaine was kind but also ran a tight ship. Usually, the issues between the men were resolved with drunken bar fights, and the two men slept it off. The next morning, laughing over the absurdity of it all. Ronnie just wasn't one of those men. He fell hard for Shelley and refused to share her, even though she refused his business and his company. He valued himself as the fastest gunslinger in the West and challenged any who disagreed. Sal was a peaceful man who simply wanted to have an enjoyable evening with Shelley. He had rowed in from the eastern seaboard just for a shot at her company. She really was something. Sal arrived at the Evergreen Terrace with a pocket full of cash and very little on his mind other than the evening's plan. Ronnie was already at the bar, drunk and ready to scrap. Madame Elaine had already warned Ronnie about copping free feels on her girls, but he paid it no mind, continuing to harass them and anyone who dared get close. The madam shook her head at his behavior while continuing to wipe down a beer glass. The meek and mild Sal tried not to get involved and politely asked Madame Elaine for Shelley's company. Elaine smiled at Sal and informed him that she would be ready in a few minutes. He thanked her and sat down at the bar to order a lager. The bar maiden was quick to oblige. That's when Ronnie decided to step in, having overheard Sal's intention. His blood was boiling. "Who do you think you are, you Yankee piece of shit? Shelley is my girl." Ronnie stumbled off of his stool and stood right next to Sal, knife drawn in at his side. "I do apologize, sir. I thought Shelley was one of the girls who work at this establishment." Sal cowered at the advance and shakenly raised his beer mug for a drink. Elaine slammed the now clean glass onto the bar, inches from Ronnie's hand. He never flinched but instead kept his gaze locked on Sal. "Ronnie, I think it's time to close your tab," Elaine said forcefully. This caused Ronnie to turn to her. "Listen here, bitch. I'm your best customer and I'll say when it's time." Spit flung over Ronnie's lips as he yelled his displeasure. Sal found it the perfect opportunity to handle the situation. With one swing of Sal's full glass, Ronnie found himself face down on the bar room floor, knocked out and snoring. "Well, aren't you full of surprises?" Madame Elaine chuckled, admiring Sal's handiwork. "I just feel sorry for you when he wakes." The end. That's for you to decide. Like this post if you want to see more from within the walls of Evergreen Terrace. Thanks for watching.